If you've ever done a visualization meditation before, sometimes they work, but sometimes they feel like they're not really doing much. I don't know if any of you have ever wondered, okay, so I've been visualizing this thing, but when's it gonna turn up? I wanna share with you these 2 meditations that I've been implementing into my life just for the last 2-3 weeks now. And already I'm seeing bigger shifts, faster shifts, downloading new ideas, getting the answers to the things that I've been struggling with from my subconscious up to my conscious. All of these breakthroughs have been happening. If you are looking for a way to really see change quickly in your life using the power of visualization, then this is the video for you. Keep watching. Hello my darlings, welcome back to another video, or if you're brand new, welcome! My name's Lucy, and on this channel I share all kinds of things about personal development, spirituality, and how to become the best version of you. Also, quick announcement, I am expanding my team at the moment. I'm looking for like-minded souls from all over the world to work alongside me. I will give more information at the end of this video, so stay tuned, and the link to apply is in the description. Let's dive right into what these 2 powerful meditations are all about. I was watching a video by Quasi, and he was talking so clearly about how these 2 visualization techniques, when used together, can be life-changing. Hello. Hi.
Sorry, have I interrupted?
You have, but with food, so I'm very happy.
You're going to keep this part in the video?
Probably. Love you. So good. Oops, I forgot to bless my food. Filling up my heart chakra with love. Yum. Okay. Oh yeah. Let me know your thoughts on how it all is. This sandwich. Thank you. Several weeks ago, I started learning from Neville Goddard. I started studying his speeches, his lectures, I suppose you could call them. And he was telling story after story of people, including himself, who've seemingly miraculously transformed their current situation by using a particular meditation just before going to sleep. So success stories include things like how he was conscripted to fight in the Second World War, and he didn't want to go to war. He wanted to stay at home with his wife and his baby girl, and I can actually imagine that a lot of people would have felt like that, right? Anyway, he was forced to go to this army training camp to train up to be a soldier. He was there in the camp, in the bunk beds, sleeping in a training camp with 25 other men in the same building, in the same room. And every night when he went to sleep, he lay there, but in his mind, he transported himself so that he was imagining that he was lying down in his actual bed at home. And he pictured sensing his wife's body next to his, lying down asleep, and his daughter in the cot. And he, in his mind's eye, would look around his bedroom, even though he was there at the training camp. He even pictured himself, he said, walking around the room which he was so familiar with, and running his hands along the furniture and touching different objects, just using all of the senses but within his imagination to add more and more and more energy, more and more clarity, more and more reality to that image. And 9 days after completely immersing himself in his imagined reality and doing the best that he could to ignore his current reality, which he didn't want in the camp, he was called into the commanding officer's office and was handed a letter of permission to leave and to go back home. And they did not hand those out too lightly, especially not just as the US Army was going to join the Second World War. They needed every soldier they could have, right? That in itself was a remarkable story. And then he told many other people's stories of how they wished to be able to travel. They'd never traveled before. And then a few months after doing this visualization, they were there on the island they wanted to go to, and all of these amazing stories after stories. There's stories of people who've cleared their debt, there's stories of people who've healed their body, all by using the power of their imagination to do their best to ignore their current symptoms, their current reality, and instead create in their mind, realize the images in their mind until they became real. They realized them. So why just before bedtime? Why not any time of day? Well, the particular power of falling asleep as if your wishes are already fulfilled, that is the time when your body kind of lets go of the conscious mind and the subconscious mind takes over. Now, I've said before, I'm not a psychologist, I'm not a brain doctor. The optimum time to reprogram the subconscious mind is in that stage when you're just slipping from conscious to sleeping. You know, there's that kind of like time when you're like, you don't know whether you're in it or out of it, or like you're like, did I just dream? What was the last thing I thought? Did I fall asleep? Am I falling asleep? But at that point you are kind of like going in and out of consciousness, and there's like this certain kind of brainwave. Is it a theta brainwave? I'm not going to try and be a scientist here. All I know is that that's a very good time to imprint what you want your brain to think about all throughout the rest of the night, right? So there you are, your subconscious is then going to be processing whatever information it got from the day, especially the last thought that you thought. So imagine if every night before you went to sleep, you weren't falling asleep as the person that you are right now, you were falling asleep as the person that you want to be. Who do you want to be? What does your higher self feel like? How would you feel laying your head on the pillow, drifting off to sleep, if you weren't who you are right now, but you were the version of yourself that you want to become, that you want to be? What if you could play that in your imagination? What if you could feel that? What if you could embody that? What if you could think the thoughts that that version of you would think? What if you could feel the emotions that that version of you would feel just before you go to sleep? So I've been doing that. For me, there's a particular goal in my business that represents that I will have helped thousands upon thousands of people. My whole business, the way that it is measured is the more people you help, the more money you make. Yes, that's the way that this value thing works. But also, you know, most importantly, the most impact that is made, and that's what's very fulfilling for me in the kind of things that I do with my team, right? I've been recently picturing going to sleep, wearing the pin that I'm going to be given when I have reached that particular level in the business. And it's not about the pin, it's about what that pin represents, right? So the pin there is just an object that when I'm lying in bed, I can picture feeling the weight of it on my chest. I can picture my fingers running across it and feeling the texture of it. So for you, there might be an object, a symbol that symbolizes to you being in that version of your reality. So imagine with your imaginary hands, you holding it, get familiar with how it feels. For some people, they've done this with money. They've got very familiar with what a £50 note, a $100 bill. They get really familiar with what they feel like and what they look like. And as they go to bed, they're picturing themselves counting more and more of them. So there's so many different things that you could use as ways to get your subconscious mind to be there in that place, yeah? So I've been doing this for 2 or 3 weeks, and that's all I knew about this Neville Goddard technique. Then I watched this video by Quasi who talks about how that's step 1. That's just step 1. And he said what's really great about this technique is that you don't need to know how you're going to get there. All you need to know is what you want. So just focus on what you want. Don't worry about the how it's going to happen. Just be there as you fall asleep. Then what will happen is that in the coming weeks to follow, you will receive ideas, or you will hear somebody suggest something, or you will read a book or watch a video or something that gives you the answers to help you to manifest that end goal. I was watching Kwasi say this and I thought, OMG, it is all coming together, because that day, a few ideas had popped into my mind, clearer than I've ever had an idea before. I was just like, I can see it. I can see how this is gonna work. I can see how that will make my business more streamlined, which means I can help more people. I can see how this could work for someone like me, not just somebody else, but someone like me. These clear ideas have been coming to me in the last week or so. And so then to hear Kwasi say that step 1 is you just focus on the wish fulfilled as you fall asleep, and then step 2 is you will start to get these ideas in the coming weeks and months. And then what you do once you have those ideas is throughout the day, as you are starting to practice them and execute them and implement them in your day, visualize it going brilliantly. So the example he gave was that his vision, his wish fulfilled that he falls asleep to, is that he's in his mansion in California with a beautiful wife and beautiful family or whatever, right? And he had no idea how to get there. He was an engineer, not enjoying his engineering career. Then after doing that, after a period of time, he got this idea, maybe I should start up a YouTube channel. Maybe, I could share some of the things that I've learned, and maybe I could even monetize it one day, or have a bigger audience to learn about the things that I can do to help them, So he got that inspired idea, and then his YouTube journey has been taking him closer and closer towards that wish fulfilled in a way that he loves and that feels very fulfilling to him, right? So that's his example. So what he said he does is whenever he is about to actually create a YouTube video, which is part of his process to get there, he just takes a moment to visualize himself making the video and it being a really great video. Because I've done that sometimes. There's some videos I've made where I'm like, this is going to be a great one, and it is a great one, and it gets a great response from you. And there's other videos where I haven't done that process and it didn't really fly. So don't underestimate the importance of every task that you're about to enter throughout your day, whether it's to answer an email, whether it is to sing a song, whether it's to work out, whether it's to make breakfast. Picture yourself, visualize it going really, really well, and then do it. It only has to be a 10-second visualization. This is helping you and your brain and the universe and everything that's connected to be meditating on and preparing your whole life to be best case scenario. Doesn't mean that you're not going to get hit with curveballs. It doesn't mean that you're not going to experience failures, which are lessons, by the way. It doesn't mean that you're not going to experience loss and sadness. That's part of life. But I know that if you're watching this video, I'm assuming here that you do want to see how you could learn about life hacks to make your life even more streamlined, even more effortless, even more happy, even more miraculous. And I hope that these 2 different meditations, the one that you do just before sleeping and the one that you do throughout the day later once you've got those ideas, you combine those 2, watch your life change. One last thing as a bonus is that you can also visualize the wish fulfilled, the end goal, first thing as you wake up, so that you're actually kind of framing your sleep with the vision of the reality that you want to be living. This is powerful. You're entering reality and leaving reality every day in this imagined place that you want to go. So I did mention that I am expanding my team at the moment, and if you are somebody that is into personal development, self-care, if you're also on a journey of wanting to improve your wellness, or you're already really into wellness, that is my business. Separate to YouTube, I have a business in that industry. And the way that I expand the impact that I'm making is by teaming up with other like-minded people, mentoring them, teaching them everything that I know, and together we grow, together we succeed, and together we can make more of an impact. So if you're open-minded to an alternative way of living and working, and you want to maybe look into what would be involved if you were to work alongside me, then I will put the link in the description below. If it sounds like it might be something up your street, we can have a one-on-one call and we can see if this could be a great fit for you. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, give it a big thumbs up. Feel free to hit the subscribe button and ring my bell so that you never miss another video. And until next time, bye!